forma parte del cuerpo. Tú haces que mi vida tenga más sentido. Haces que yo quiera estar contigo. Tú eres como el agua clara que llueve del cielo.
Cabrón.
Te quiero porque quiero que me quieras, porque como tú no hay nadie más que me quiera soñar.
Chinga, qué pedo. Tranquilo, güey. Tranquilo, güey, tranquilo.
Con mis deseos en cuestión de piel.
Tranquilo, güey, tranquilo ya. No te merecía, la neta. Es mucho.
Hey guys, you hear that? Women don't owe men anything. No matter what you do, they don't owe you anything. So guys, don't take them out on dinner dates. Don't pay their bills. Don't buy them gifts. They don't need us anymore, guys. This song, did you hear the song? They don't need us for nothing. They're free. They can do whatever they want. Bros, just focus on yourself.
Talk about this, because you really can't be a man of value or consequence if you're out here moving sexually irresponsible. We're going to get into it. Jumping in all kind of freaky situations, not understanding the long-term possible ramifications to your brand, dropping babies all over the place, mishandling situations with people you're having consensual sex with, ghosting women after you hook up. Hello?
And here's a secret that many guys don't know, especially in today's day and age, is that women love nice guys. We may not understand how much we love and appreciate them until we're a little older, and we've gotten that sort of asshole phase out of our systems. I'd say by our late 20s, early 30s, is the point in our lives when we're just exhausted by the jerks and we have no time in our lives anymore for them. So we really start looking for men who we know will be great long-term partners, aka nice guys, right? And that's you. And that's you.
And that's you, fellas. That's you, fellas. What's going on, guys? Your boy Killer Kawabo. Welcome to another episode of Men Operating Reality. All right, guys. I wanted to get online real quick. I wanted to do this breakdown of this YouTuber who talking about she didn't like being alone. Just goes to show you that modern women, no matter how much they talking about they want to be alone, they don't like being alone. But before we get started, if you enjoyed the stream, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you know next time I drop, as well as if you want to help grow this page monetarily, you can donate to the Cash App. You see it scrolling down below. You can also go to my twitch.tv/XSUndergroundZ. Go and subscribe to me there. You'll definitely be helping me out there as well. I much appreciate it. All right. We're gonna get on into it. Before we get to the main video, I just want to play some small videos real quick off of the IG. Now, shout out to the man, Coach Greg Adams. We're gonna play this video. He's definitely right about this. This does not need to be said, but let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
mean to offend you. There's no God in marriage in the United States. So that's kind of misleading. And people will find that out if your marriage is destroyed. You go back to your pastor and you say, hey, my marriage is being destroyed. He has no power over that because it is a state agreement. Most people on the West Coast, many people in the East Midwest, there's no God in marriage. So
we break that down. What do you mean there's no God in marriage?
So people get married. One of the things that they will do is they will seek counsel of the church. And then as such, the guys will give them guidance and it will be biblical principle. However, they will say we can't do anything until you sign this state-sponsored agreement with family law context. All right. They're not going to have a Bible in there. They're not going to have a Bible in that divorce court. The judge is not going to ask you, do you like God?
I know the coach is going on right now, so I know most of the people watching the coach game right now. But he's absolutely right. There is no God in marriage, fellas. You want to get married for the right reasons, take care of family. These women do not go by the vows. Let's play this again. Let's play this one more time.
To offend you, there's no God in marriage in the United States. So that's kind of misleading. And people will find that out if your marriage is destroyed. You go back to your pastor and you say, hey, my marriage is being destroyed. He has no power over that because it is a state agreement.
Exactly. So people want to go to the church. People want to do they call it holy matrimony. They want to go to the church and do all that. But then don't realize it's a state agreement. The pastor has no power over that. A lot of times the women don't even follow what's in the church. Doesn't the Bible say be submissive to your husband? These women don't even be submissive to their husbands. They destroy the marriage. They get divorced. There is no God in marriage, fellas. There's none. All right, let's finish it up. Oop. Let's play one more time. My bad.
I don't mean to offend you. There's no God in marriage in the United States. So that's kind of misleading. And people will find that out if your marriage is destroyed. You go back to your pastor and you say, hey, my marriage is being destroyed. He has no power over that because it is a state agreement. Most people on the West Coast, many people in the East Midwest, there's no God in marriage. So
we break that down. What do you mean there's no God in marriage?
So people get married. One of the things that they will.
And if anybody remembers where this scene is from, this came from when he debated Hafiz. I can't remember the podcast show was, but he did Hafiz and destroyed him. Destroyed him.
Do is they will seek counsel of the church. And then as such, the guys will give them guidance and it will be biblical principle. However, they will say we can't do anything until you sign this state-sponsored agreement with family law context. All right. They're not going to have a Bible in there. They're not going to have a Bible in that court. The judge is not going to ask you, do you like God?
And he's exactly right. The judge's not going to ask you if you like God, fellas. You're going to get married. You're going to get married and then find out this woman is a whole heathen. A whole heathen. It's crazy, man. And you think it's going to be God that's going to bless you, be admirable? Nah, man, it's over. All right, let's continue. Now, we had this woman who chased away the good man for the bad boy. She chased away the good man for the bad boy. She left the good man to chase better options and was left the single mother. You can't make this shit up.
I ended up losing the man that I was supposed to marry because I was too hot in the ass. I was thinking I was the shit and had options. And I did. But they wasn't good fucking options. I ended up.
That's the problem women don't realize about their options. All their options are dudes that want to smash. They're not dudes for marriage. The dudes for marriage, their options are low. The dudes that the many options they want to be talking about are dudes that want to smash. And for some reason, women think smashing is equal to love. It's not. And then they fall for this every time. They get pregnant by the wrong dude. And then they become single mothers. And then they have a good man chasing them that will tell them, oh, I will do this for you. I'll take care of you. I'll do this for you. I'll do that for you. And even when she's winning, this is why single mothers can't win. Even when she's winning, she will still break up with this dude. We just did a video yesterday about that single mother too, who got with a white man and now he's divorcing him and putting him on Front Street.
I ended up losing a man that I would call 3 o'clock in the morning because I wanted to cut him. And this man was coming to town to see me. You know what I mean? 3 o'clock in the morning. What man you know doing that? I had a man that knew me and my son was in the house hot as fuck. He went out of his way and spent $300 on getting me and my baby an air conditioner to put in our house. And me and that man ended up hitting a rough patch in our relationship. And I decided to go seek, other options because I thought.
Meaning he was boring. She wasn't getting the tingle. She wasn't excited. He probably put his foot down one time and she got mad at him. Now all of a sudden she went through a rough patch. And now it's over. And now she's dealing with Pookie and Ray Ray. Let's finish what happened.
I thought it was better. And, at the time, dealing with it and being in the midst of it, it might have seemed like it was better. It might have seemed like, yeah, this is a lot better. But, after it's all said and done, that shit wasn't better. You know why? Because that man that I was supposed to marry wouldn't have had me. I ended up losing.
All right, let's continue what she said.
Dealing with my pregnancy alone. He wouldn't have left me out to go to every single appointment by myself. He wouldn't have had me in the delivery room by myself, giving birth to not one, but 2 babies at one time.
Ha!
That man wouldn't have missed his kids.
A mother of 2. Yeah, that good man wouldn't do that. She right. That good man wouldn't have done that. Unfortunately, you gave up the good man for better options, quote unquote. These women are crazy, man. And now she's alone. So I'm telling you, these women don't like being alone. No matter how many times they want to talk about they're alone, they love being alone. They don't want to deal with no man. They don't like being alone. And they don't like dealing with the responsibilities alone.
That man wouldn't have not seen his kids in over a year in person. That man wouldn't have fed me bullshit and lies and excuses on why he couldn't be there or why he can't show up. He would have made a way. And it's like, I just say all this to say, like, you really don't know what you got until it's gone. You really don't know the value of things until it's gone.
She's right. And most women don't realize that until the man is gone. When they get with a good man, they hate the good man's guts for some reason. They say he's controlling. They say he's abusive. They say he's boring. They say he's not interesting. They can't live up to his expectations. Yada, 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 yada. Then when the good man's gone, they start being a 304. They start being a 304 for Pookies and Ray Rays. Then they get pregnant. Then they make videos like this. Realizing that they lost something good.
And I'm not even trying to bash my baby father or anything like that or speak down on him. But it's like, if I had known better at the time and I wasn't so young, dumb, and full of cum, I wouldn't have did that, If I had known better, I would have done better. And every day.
You did know better. You had a good man. But because you thought you had better options, you let him go like an idiot. And she was a single mother. Single mothers, for some reason, think when somebody wants to smash them, that equates to love. I don't know why single mothers think that. It's because when you're a mother, you're supposed to be sleeping with your husband. But these modern women hate being responsible so much. They'll break up the family, leave the good man, then get mad when they get thrown out in the trash. Crazy.
Every day I'm working towards trying to forgive myself for that because he didn't deserve that. And, women make mistakes too. It really ain't all the men that out here that be cheating and lying and doing stuff like that. Like, women have babies on men too, and I'm sadly one of them.
We know this. We know this. This is why the red pill exists. We know this, ma'am.
But I love my kids with everything in me. And I wouldn't trade them for nothing in the world. But I just wished I would have picked a better father for them. Dealing with my pregnancy alone. Even
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
You really can't. You really can't. These modern women doing whatever they want, stepping out here, thinking they got options. Then when they go and exploit their options, they find out ain't nothing out here. Then they'll go online talking about, oh, I messed up the good man and yada. Shut up. These women don't like being alone, fellas. Nah, she's mad that she's alone. She got to take care of this child alone. She got to do everything alone. All right, let's continue. We got this video right here of this lady asking about so many beautiful women, why they single. Let's see if we can answer that.
I have a question for men and women. What is up with all of the pretty women being single? The most gorgeous women like stunning, body proper, face card on, but they're single. What is it? I really get so confused when I see a beautiful woman with a nice body, with a nice face, and she's by herself.
Shot at angry man. A lot of these modern women are never going to realize that it's their attitude. That's why. Their attitude, their ill contempt for men. Men are not trying to deal with these women that have bad attitudes and will talk crazy and be violent and be disrespectful just because you're pretty. Pretty is not a prerequisite anymore. It's just not going to be you're pretty, and that's it. You got to bring something to the table, ladies. And if you don't know what that is, well, damn, lady, you're going to be single forever. And I know she's talking about herself as well because, look, she got no man in there. Why is she asking this question? She has no man. She probably been pumped and dumped. She probably 35, no man. And she wondering why all the pretty girls are single. Because y'all have bad attitudes. And y'all probably had a man and then you threw him away, just like the last woman. Y'all don't know what you got till it's gone. Y'all don't know what you got till it's gone. And then you're all alone talking about, oh, why are the pretty women single? Had them done have 5 relationships, 2 kids, 2 husbands.
I have a question for men and women. What is up with all of the pretty women being single? The most gorgeous women, like stunning, body proper, face card on. But
first of all, your face card is full of makeup. We don't see y'all. We now realize back in the day, men, we used to have to imagine being around women. Now we can just go on our phone and see y'all twerking and see y'all take y'all makeup off, see y'all the real you. We see this fakeness. So we don't even trust your face card anymore. This is not your real face, man. You got foundation and eyeliner and what's mascara all in your face, lipstick. I don't know what you look like. I don't know what would you look like if you took all that off and I woke up with you in the bed. What would you look like? That's for one. So your face card not even real. That's for one. Y'all have these women have nice bodies, cool. They got great bodies. What's that gonna do if I can't smash? A lot of marriages are sexless. So let's just say I do get with a chick 10, top body, face card on, whatever she was talking about. But she don't let me smash. What is the point of me having you around then? Your eye candy lasts for so long, man. So long. I can't use you want me to look at your body and that's it, but I'm paying for everything? It's not, men realize it's not worth it anymore, especially for the 10s. The 10s are the most stuck up. We'd rather have a 6 or a 5 to deal with us because at least they would settle. They might not like us, but they will at least settle. These top 10 women, these women that you were talking about, they will never settle.
But they're single. What is it? I really get so confused when I see a beautiful woman with a nice body, with a nice face, and she's by herself.
And then y'all women wanted that. Y'all women wanted to be alone. Y'all say you didn't need no man. Y'all say you could do everything on your own. Girls' nights. We try to approach y'all. Y'all call us creepy. That's what y'all wanted. But now that you're getting what you want, now you mad. I'll tell you, these modern women are crazy, man. They don't like being alone, and now they're complaining about being alone. They said they could do everything alone. Now they're complaining about being alone. I'm telling you, it's crazy. All right, let me do one more video. I should have released one more video before I get to the main video I want to do. All right, here we go. We got one of these girls that she was talking about. Face card on, nice skin, pretty, you know what I'm saying? This is one of the girls she's talking about right here.
So I went to a singles event, and when I got there, it was literally 90% women. And I was like, I'm gonna go now. So I went to a singles
All
event,
right, first of
and
all, man, what men are going to singles event? Think about this, man. What men do you know are going to singles events? We're gonna go to an event where we're gonna get turned down by 100 women instead of maybe 5 women. What would be the point of us going to a singles event? We're not going to these things. Of course, it's going to be 99% women. Men don't even know about singles events. We've now become an age where men are tired of approaching women and going to places of trying to date women. It's not worth it anymore. So of course you're going to see nothing but women. And look at her, face card on, face card on, face card, pretty, and she has no man. One of the pretty ones with no man. Why are you confused? She probably has a nasty attitude, foundation, eyeliner, lipstick, mascara. We don't know what she looked like under that when she washed it all off. We don't know what she looked like when she washed it all off.
when I got there, it was literally 90% women. And I was like, I'm gonna go now. So
And this kind of proves that women don't like being alone because why are you going to? She's going to a singles mixer to date. She's going to a singles mixer to date. And there's more women out there in these singles mixers than men. But yet, men are going to die alone. Men are going to be lonely, more lonely men than ever. It seems like these women are more lonely than men. It sure seems like it to me. All right, let me get this video set up. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. All right, shout out to this. Shout out to this YouTuber, Bree the Womanican. This is her video right here. I saw her video, and I wanted to come and break this down. This is what I wanted to do the part 2 for. So, if you go subscribe to her page, let her know Men Operating Reality sent you. Don't harass her neither. You don't need that. You don't need to go to prison for trying to talk to amount of women. She's showing love because she's opening up and talking about her dating life. So we can break this down. All right, let's get started.
This video, and so be it. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just telling my story, and hopefully I'm able to tell.
Oh, they're here. Be cool.
Tell it in a way that is understandable and I'm getting my point across. So you might be wondering, what's the point of this video? I want to share my story and I want to speak to those of you who are going through something similar so you understand that you're not alone, because bitch, I feel alone. In fact, that's the problem. That's the whole reason for this video is boys do I feel alone? Okay, so I just thought that I would tell you some experiences I have had and am currently experiencing now, and let's talk about it. But before we get into that, definitely remember to like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell. Definitely leave a comment below. Like I said, you guys have been really good at helping me out.
Yeah, like I said, if you want to go subscribe to her page, go subscribe to her page. It's Breathe the Womanican. Breathe the Womanican, if I remember that correctly. So I want to break this down. See her. Let's see her experience. It's like 30 minutes. I don't know if we'll do the full 30 minutes. I'm not gonna lie to you, but maybe we might do like a part 3 or something. But yeah, let's see what she's talking about.
Algorithm, and I'm getting a lot of views and a lot of subs, and I really love it. I love talking to you guys in the comments. I'm going to be completely upfront and say I can't get to everybody, especially if you're a person who left a really long, thoughtful comment. Do not think that I'm ignoring you. It's just sometimes I'm reading those comments while I'm sitting at the bar, and I'm just not completely. You don't want me to answer right then. You want my complete, full, undivided attention, and I want to.
Sound like she kind of. Let's see if we can move forward a little bit.
I'm currently talking about, and I don't want this to be a super long video, but just it's a combination of rejection mixed with loneliness, mixed with being unemployed for 4 months, mixed with being single for 4 years, mixed with taking stock of where I've been and where I'm going. Yeah. First off, I would like to say that I am a person who thinks about how I'm single a lot. I think about it all the time, and I know how I feel about it. I don't like it. It's funny because.
And most women don't. This is what we be talking about. I know there's a lot of women online talking about they like being alone and doing things. Well, I don't need it. Most women, that's cool, but most women don't like being alone. And unfortunately, women like her being taught the wrong things about men and relationships. Then when they get older, they want to be in relationships. Yes, men are lonely too, but nobody cares about men being alone until it affects their bottom dollar, their bottom line. Nobody cares about men being alone, but then women want to be like men. They start to see what men are going through now. This woman is alone. Back in the day, there was no women alone. Yes, we had the women in bad marriages, but we had a lot of women in good marriages as well, and not perfect marriages, because there's no such thing as a perfect marriage. But women are taught the wrong things nowadays, and unfortunately, they're going to end up like this woman right here.
Because I'm 32. I was talking to another one of my 30-something-year-old friends. She's a little older than me. And I said something about when I have kids. And she was like, "You want kids?" And I realized in that moment it was because she thought that since I was in my 30s and not dating anyone and hadn't been dating anyone the 4 years that she had known me, that just kids just weren't on my radar. And I was like, yeah, I want kids. I don't know if I'm going to be able to carry them by the time that they're available to me, but that I would like to have kids, which brings me back to like, why am I single? I was having another conversation.
That's the problem of taking too long. This is what we mean when we talk about hitting the wall. It's not that you're not going to get men attracted to you. You're going to get all types of men attracted to you, even when you're older, if you keep your body right. The problem is men want families, so you're not going to get locked down. It's going to be hard for you to get locked down. And then when it comes to fertility, it was better if you would have done it younger. Not saying that you should do it younger. It would have been better if you did it younger. There's more complications after 30. Let's continue.
Conversation with another one of my friends, and she said that she's been going on dates, but everybody that she's been going on dates with has been giving her the ick. It's funny because when she's on dates, she'll like text us like, "Oh no, this isn't gonna work out," or she'll send us things that they've sent her, and sometimes it's like petty. In fact, anytime you get the ick, it might be a little petty. In fact, I made a whole video that people did not watch. I don't know why people didn't watch it. I put a lot of work into that. I did research on that and everything. I have screenshots. I thought it was really funny. So check that out if it pleases you. We talk about the icks that people experience, and I'm going to tell you right now, that's not my problem. My problem is not that I get the ick. My problem is I don't even get the date. I don't get there. And I'm going to explain what I mean. Because I'm sure the first thing that...
Before she explains what you mean, what she means, yes, I get it. It makes more sense. It's harder to date in the 30s. Men now in their 30s are more focused on their purpose and getting their money instead of dating. Now, if a girl does come on their radar, they will date her. But not men, especially in their 30s nowadays, they're not dating anymore. Dating is not worth the trouble. Most women are ungrateful. We don't know if you're a good woman or not. You have the same aesthetics. Let's talk about her aesthetics. She's not ugly at all. But she has the nose ring, the lip piercing, the red hair, all the red flags of a modern woman. Now we gotta go by men, we gotta go by aesthetic when we vetting women. Because a lot of the time women that have this type of look do not make wives. And when we in our 30s, we're looking for wives. Either we're looking for wives or we're looking for a purpose. Most women today are not wives. They don't want to have the responsibility of being a wife anymore. They don't know what it means anymore. So what's the point of even doing dating anymore? So I see why she don't get picked out on dates. But let's see what she means and what's going on in her life.
That you probably thought when I said that was, but you're so pretty. First off, thank you. I also think I'm pretty. But two things can be true. I guess I should tell you a little bit about my dating history. I have dated a total of 2 people in my adult life. I dated one for, I'm going to say 18 months and the other for maybe 8 months. So I have around 2 years total dating experience in my entire 32 years of life. And I got my first boyfriend when I...
And that's more than the man. That's more than the man gets. That's more than a man gets. Some men have never been in a relationship. Some men never get dates. Because remember, men have to do the initiating. So it's getting even. So imagine how men feel. She's really going through like the man experience right now. But it should be easier for her. Why is she not getting adequate dates or picking adequate men to be with?
I was 25 years old. All of this did not feel like it was by choice. And I'll get into that. I got to stop looking at myself while I'm recording because I'm trying to make sure my hair looks great. And I'm also trying to make sure none of these fucking candles is lighting anything on fire back here. In one of these videos, everybody was like, oh my God, that candle's too close to those blinds. I'm so worried that they're going to burn or catch on fire. They did. They definitely did. Thank you for telling me. I wish I had known that while it was happening. But that's what I keep looking at though.
Let's skip.
But just a brief overview of my dating history. Because my dating history is so brief, like literally, my dating history is literally nothing. I feel like it would be more beneficial to let you know about the history of interest that I had, because that's more robust. I would say for every year of my life, I have had at least one major crush on somebody. There was maybe 1 year of my life where I didn't like anybody. It was like a couple years ago. I'm going to say it was 2020. Yeah, it had to be 2020. I had just broken up with my last boyfriend and there was nobody, bitch. There was nobody here. We were in quarantine. I wasn't going into work, but instead of starting from the beginning, I'm going to actually start from the now. I have an interest in somebody. This person is unavailable. They showed interest in me last year. I'm not going to lie. It was in a very weird way and I was not prepared. I was trying to hook them up with my friend and out of the blue, they showed interest in me instead. And before I could think about whether or not I was interested or not, they had a girlfriend. I don't know. And then
he moved on. Men don't have time to wait on y'all answer anymore. Men don't have time. He showed you what he wanted. He probably showed her many signs. She didn't pick it up. He probably showed her many signs. And then he just like went straight out like, oh. Now she make it seem like, Maybe he had a girlfriend. Maybe he had another girl he was talking to. Maybe. But he probably showed her signs way before she got to that. Way before she got to that. It got to that level. I don't know what happened because we're just getting her side of the story. But it is what it is. It should have been easier for her to move on and find somebody else as soon as he moved on. Now you like him, he's unavailable. Why?
And nobody else really came along to take my interest away from that person. Prior to that person, I liked someone else. This individual was Asian and told me that he was not interested in Black women. And I was just like, oh, well, there's nothing I can do about that. Prior to that, there was another person. I don't want to give too many details.
And that's what we're talking about. Now, when we're talking about dating outside their race, now, I personally do not care if a Black woman dates outside her race. Go ahead. There's actually, if every Black man married a Black woman, there'd still be 2 million more single Black women. So 2 million Black women have got to date outside the race. So it doesn't matter to me. However, y'all got to realize, are those men interested in you? They unfortunately see the image of the ratchetness. They see what you're doing. We did the video yesterday of the chick that's divorcing a white man. They've been trying to promote white men all day. Now white men are going through the same things Black men are going through.
Details, honestly, because I don't know who's gonna watch this. To be honest, I could honestly spill my guts right here in front of you, but something in the back of my brain is saying, hold back just a little. But I did like someone else. I'm just gonna say that they were a bartender. They were also coupled. I liked them for maybe a year, 2 years, between it 1 and 2 years. And prior to that was that year where I liked nobody. And then prior to that, I don't know if I'm going to leave this in here because my mother, nobody in my family knows this, but I'm bi and I liked a girl. I like men 70%, women 30%. Most of my interest in women.
Damn. And then this is how it is nowadays. And I'm not trying to shame the LGBT community, but more women today are bi than ever. I cannot tell you how many times I have dated a woman and she's bi. More women today are bi, so they're dating men and women, and yet they still can't find love. That's the crazy thing. So they get both sides of the spectrum, and they're still alone. How you pull that? At least with single men, at least what we call incels, our only problems we can't get women. But y'all get men and women, and you're still alone. It's because these women do not realize the responsibility that comes with being in a relationship. And even if you do it with women, you see the statistic with women relationships always the divorce most of the time. So this is not about sexuality. It's about them knowing how to be in relationships and the responsibility of being in a relationship with somebody.
In women is physical. I've never dated a woman. Prior to that, I was in that relationship with the guy that I wasn't really interested in. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really like him like that. I liked that he was.
What? Hold up. Oh, wait a minute. So you dated a guy that you wasn't interested in, but the guy that was interested in you didn't date the dude. Man, let's keep playing.
He was intelligent. He was very handsome, but the chemistry was just not there. Prior to that, I was in a relationship with someone.
Oh, let me start that real quick. Chemistry? That's another one of her problems why she's alone. She's trying to work on chemistry and love and feelings. That's not how relationships work. That's not how relationships work. Relationships are work. Sometimes you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like each other. You're gonna have boring nights and boring days. Now I'm not saying you should if he was a complete a complete douchebag or something like that, like irrehensible or something like that, I get it. But she talking about the chemistry was not there. It just means he was a good, he was probably different from her type. But why would you get with him then in the first place? You wasted your time, man. And then you wonder why you're alone because you're not good with being in relationships.
Someone who used to choke me and throw me around the room. I didn't really like him either. I was with him because he was paying half my rent.
Well,
It's
was
so
that the
funny.
same dude?
I don't even.
Was that the same dude she was talking about, or was she talking about a different guy? Because she said like him either. So hold on, let me go back. Now, if that was a different dude, if that's the same dude, then that's a different story. But if that's a different dude,
But the chemistry was just not there. Prior to that, I was in a relationship with someone who used to choke me and throw me around the room.
Okay, that was a different dude. But prior to that,
I didn't really like him either. I was with him because he was paying half my rent. It's so funny. I don't even know if I'm going to get into it because I.
Oh man, this is crazy. This is crazy. I didn't watch this video before I did this. Man, that is wild. Now, sorry that she had to go through that, but she was just with this guy because he paid half of the rent. How did she get into that situation? This is what happens when you modernize these modern women. When you modernize these women, they don't pick they don't pick good men. It is what it is. She didn't pick good men. But then the one after that was a good guy. It's just the chemistry wasn't there. But prior to him, it was a dude that used to do irreversible things to her, put hands on her. But the other guy is just no chemistry. What kind of man? This is wild, and it's real crazy too. Seeing her story about her being alone compared to when we did a stream last year about a couple of dudes who how they're alone and lonely. One guy had never been, it was never kissed. He was 27, never been kissed at all. The girl he really liked was a friend, and then he told her how she felt. I told her how he felt, and she ignored him. He's sitting depressed. Her lonely story is she been with a couple of guys. One guy was a good dude, but no chemistry. The guy before that put hands on her, but she was with him. She didn't like neither of those guys, neither of them. But the first guy paid the rent. The second guy, why didn't she get with the second guy? This is crazy.
Because I know a lot of people aren't into astrology. All I'm going to say is if you look up Venus in Virgo, that's me to a T. So having a partner who's financially stable is really important to me. It's actually.
Oh my God. Oh. I don't want to rag on this woman because that is a sensitive topic. I know she's talking about it. But at the same time, she picked him because of astrology. Man, this is why I tell you, ignore women that use astrology as a thing to get in relationships. So because this dude was financially stable, could pay half of the rent, she dealt with him putting his hands on her. And I'm glad she got out of there safe because that is craziness. No woman should have to go through that. At the same time, y'all women are not vetting men well. I don't know if she has a father in her life. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is because that is crazy. Off of some astrology, man, that's crazy. Let's continue. I gotta keep it. I gotta let it play a little bit further because everything is just wild, man.
A requirement. I think I could be with the most perfect person in the world, but if that fucker ain't got a job, you gotta go. And it's not even about me being taken care of. It's not about somebody spending money on me, but I can't be somebody's sugar mama. And in my most recent relationship, that's what happened. I made a video about that too, about the guy that I dated that was 7 years younger than me. And I said the biggest difference was not in our age, it was in our bank account. And that's because that's what's important to me. That's like
that was her problem. She dated a dude 7 years younger than her. Like what? He's probably like what, 25? She's like what, 32? Yeah, she dated a 25-year-old. When men are in their 20s, they don't have money like that. This is a problem with these women in their 30s. They think they can date younger men. They don't realize when men date younger women, we're paying for it. Women think that they're going to have a man that has a job when he's 23, 24, 25. It's harder for young men to make money these days. I mean, not as hard as it was back when I was young, but it's still tough for young men to keep consistent income. And for some reason, these older women think these young men are going to be able to have the money, have the energy, have the time, all that for her. They don't realize that. They don't realize that that's a mistake that had when you're trying to deal with a younger person.
A requirement. It's not even one of those things where it's like I can work around it. I can't be with someone who is draining resources from me because, bitch, it's hard enough for me to figure shit out for myself. I can't be figuring shit out for the both of us. But yeah, so there was the guy that was choking me prior to.
Goes to another point I've said. Women don't like to be the leaders. Women can't handle that responsibility to be in the head of the household. They don't like that. Because that's what men are going to have to go through. Men are going to have to drain their resources. If we marry you and you say you're not happy, you taking half our assets, we out of there. Beyond that. And then beyond that. But women don't like when the shoe's on the other foot. Women don't like that. She even said herself she didn't like figuring it out for the both of them. Hold on, let me rewind that.
It's not even one of those things where it's like I can work around it. I can't be with someone who is draining resources from me because, bitch, it's hard enough for me to figure shit out for myself. I can't be figuring shit out for the both of us. But yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. The men are the one that have to figure shit out for the both of y'all. Even when it's stupid. You're like, damn. You still have to figure it out. But women don't like it when the shoe's on the other foot. This is modern relationships where the women want to have the power and the women want to have the money, and go ahead and do that. But if you want men, and if you want to date younger men, this is what you're going to have to deal with. Let's continue.
Yeah, so there was the guy that was choking me. Prior to him, I really liked this guy. I really thought he was great. He went to a school that was close to my house. I was like 24. You're gonna think this is really sad, but I liked him for a year, and he was also in a relationship, and I waited that shit out because that's how much I liked him. I waited it out because I thought that he was worth it. He also approached me very weird. I didn't know what was going on. I'm gonna say this because it's happened a few times where a guy will approach me in a way without verbalizing what's going on, and I'm too afraid to say something because I don't want to scare him off. But I end up scaring him off because I'm acting weird because he's acting weird. That's happened a couple of times. So in this situation, I like that guy. I was really only interested in him. He was always with his girlfriend and very much like a good man and stuff. And I was never a homewrecker. I never was in there.
It's so weird that women love men that are already in relationships. It's so weird that happens. Now, is she really telling us that no other men try to hit on her, get her contact info? Is she telling us that she only dealt with the men, only a small pool of men? Because like I said, she is not ugly. I'm sure men approached her, but maybe I gotta watch the rest of this video. Let's see what happens.
there trying to talk to him or anything like that. I just used to be around, and you can say it was pathetic because it was, but I used to just be around, and in my mind I was like, I'm just gonna be here, I'm gonna be cool, and I'm gonna be clearly a fucking pick me, because what the fuck else could I have been doing? That's not the first time that happened either. That's not the last time that happened either. But I said I was
Man, watch out for. Look, I know we like pick me's and whatnot, but watch out for these women that all of a sudden try to get your interest. You really got to be skeptical, man. You really got to be skeptical of women that like you nowadays. What do they want from you? Because they want something from you. Now, watch out when all of a sudden want to take interest in the stuff you do, and all of a sudden want to talk to you, and you got to watch out for that. Keep in mind, these women want something from you. Now, she talking about being a pick me. She was not being no pick me. She was not being no pick me. She was waiting on the side and waiting for the dude to break up with his girl so she can snag him. Because if she was being the pick me, she would have been picked by somebody else, not waiting for no dude that's in a relationship.
said I was going to make a video about being a pick me, because I did it a lot. I did it a whole lot. Anyway, but yeah, so I was just around, and what ended up happening was one day he just started messaging me and contacting me out of the blue, wanting to hang out and like coming over, and we would hang out, and I didn't know what was going on. I was like, did he break up with his girlfriend? I was like, what if him and his girlfriend aren't broken up, but they're like in a weird place? Or what if they're on a break? And I was so afraid to say anything to him because I thought that he was just not, I don't know. But I didn't say anything. What ended up happening was, because we never talked about what we were, we ended up going to a party together. I danced with another guy at that party, and this guy that I waited for a year for never talked to me again. And that's exactly what happened. Prior to that,
Oh, damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. It goes to show men are not playing no more. They see you with another man, they're not interested no more. Like, they lose interest quick. This dude lost interest quick. I told you she was not being no pick me. No pick me is gonna dance with another man. Hold on, let's play that again. Make sure I heard that correctly. She was at a party dance with another man, and then he never talked to her again. That's what she's talking about?
We ended up going to a party together. I danced with another guy at that party, and this guy that I waited for a year for never talked to me again. And that's
Hold up.
Say anything to him because I thought that he was just not, I don't know. But I didn't say anything. What ended up happening was, because we never talked about what we were, we ended up going to a party together. I danced with another guy at that party, and this guy that I waited for a year for never talked to me again. And that's exactly what happened.
Like I said, she was not being a pick me. Ain't no pick me gonna dance with another dude. This is what I just said. She was not a pick me. And no wonder why he dipped. He straight up dipped. That's crazy. Let's continue.
I had a crush on a guy for a very long time, for 10 years. I dated other guys in that span. I was a pick-me for another guy. So pretty much that's a lot of my background and what happened. So you might be wondering, how did that turn into me being single for 4 years? Does that mean like I wasn't going on dates or I wasn't active on the apps? So 2 of those years are kind of hard for me to count because I had COVID. So 2 things happened when I had COVID. First off, I gained a lot of weight from being sick. So currently I am 30 pounds down from the highest weight that I was when I had COVID. So I've lost a lot of weight. I'm going to tell you right now, that did not matter. I've been heavier than that. I'm not saying it's not a factor. I personally have never experienced weight be a factor in attraction for me in another person. And I've been 175 pounds at my highest, and I've been 130 pounds at my lowest, and I've never seen it be an issue ever. Not to say that's not the case for other people. So my experience in real life is colored by a lot of things, because really what ultimately ended up happening was the type of guys that I used to be attracted to when I was younger started becoming attracted to me as I got older, because I had grown into myself. Unfortunately, these men had not. I had done the work to grow as a person, and
here we go with this crap. Here we go with this crap. Let's see what they hit. Let's see how immature these guys were. Let's see what the problem was. She did the work. She did the work, guys. These guys didn't mature, not one whatsoever. But let's see what she says.
The men had not. But the guys that I used to be attracted to, I kind of realized sucked. I wasn't able to have robust conversations with them. I didn't have any chemistry.
No. I'm about to start getting this Steam Deck joint to make the sound effects. I'm gonna get that Darth Vader. No. No, not the conversation. The conversation. There is the one trap these modern women use for themselves. Conversation. Me personally, I do not want no chick that want to talk all the time. If I ever take a chick on a date, I make sure there's a point where we don't talk. I make sure to be quiet. I need to see what you're like. I take women to the movies because I want to see how quiet you are. What will you do when you shut your mouth? These modern women want conversation. Again, marriage is boring. So you want to get married, you want to have children, you forget that there's responsibilities to it. It sucks sometimes. But conversation, chemistry, oh man. This is the one trap that makes these modern women single. The one trap.
With them. And I think it's funny because a lot of the reason why I grew so much as a person was not because I wanted to. I'm gonna tell you something about me. I really like that a lot of people really seem to like my personality and they think that I'm very relatable. And I'm gonna tell you this, bitch. It's not because I wanted to be. It's because I had to be. If you saw my videos before, you would know that I was very lonely. I had no friends. And now you know that I was unchosen. I was not chosen by anyone. I'm just gonna say it was like this. When I liked them, they didn't like me. When they liked me, I didn't like them. And it's just as simple as that. I'm trying to like preemptively respond to things that I know I'm gonna get in the comments.
That pretty much sums it up. For that's like honestly the average. That's honestly the average modern woman right there. They like a guy doesn't like them. At the same time, a guy that likes them, she don't like that guy. And it's around and around they go. Most men don't even experience being liked. This is the problem that most women don't realize. Most men don't even experience being liked whatsoever. These women had multiple chances of being in relationships. And as you can see, she worried about conversation and chemistry. Now, she also has problems of picking men. So how is her family life? Maybe she talks about it later, but how's her family life? Because sometimes family life plays a role into this. And how she picks a spouse. Because she can't even pick women because she likes women as well.
Like people are going to say your standards must be too high, or there must be something wrong with you, or you must be lying or something like that. My standards are average for what they probably should be. For a long time, I thought my standards were too high. And you know why I thought my standards were too high? Because I have to feel attraction for someone in order for me to want to date them. And
first of all, she's right. I agree with her on that. Men, the woman has to be attracted to you more than you are attracted to her. She has to want to chase you. She has to keep wanting you, keep chasing you. She has to have that attraction way stronger than you had attraction for her. She's right about that. No, let me rewind that again. So I agree with her on that. Let's play that. Let's play one.
I'm trying to like preemptively respond to things that I know I'm going to get in the comments. Like people are going to say your standards must be too high, or there must be something wrong with you, or you must be lying or something like that. My standards are average for what they probably should be. For a long time, I thought my standards were too high. And you know why I thought my standards were too high? Because I have to feel attraction for someone in order for me to want to date them. And
first of all, what made you want to date the dudes that you weren't attracted to? The guy that you had no chemistry with, and then the other one that paid half of the rent. You say you didn't like those guys. So what made you want to date them? Maybe the guy that paid half of the rent, I get that. But what was the other guy you didn't have no chemistry with?
Because I was a narcissist, I thought that every person that I was attracted to, also I used to be a narcissist, I thought that every person I was attracted to was the most beautiful thing walking when I was interested in them. Looking back on some of those people now, first of all, my friends were quick to tell me
let's give her some credit for actually knowing about herself. For taking at least a little accountability for her actions. Let's give her some credit for that. I didn't think she was going to come out. I don't even use the word narcissist. I didn't think she was going to come out and say that. But let's give her some credit for that.
They were quick to say that, and I would be like, haters. But looking back on some of them, they're average looking men. I thought that I was shooting for the moon when really, I think I was within my range. I don't know, maybe I wasn't. But that's why for a long time, I did think I was shallow. My standards now have definitely shifted, and they haven't shifted in a linear.
What kind of men was she dating as well? Was she dating just black men, white men? Was she dating outside her race? She didn't mention about liking an Asian guy who didn't like black women. So was she dating outside her race? Is this all men that she's dating, or she's just dating a specific type of man? Maybe we should break it down. Maybe we should break it down later.
Linear way. It's more like the different sliders have changed. Like I'm much more flexible on certain things and much more rigid on other things. That's how things have happened. In terms of dating, the last date I went on that I knew was definitely a date was 4 years ago at the beginning of the pandemic. It was a guy from my job, and he took a picture of me while we were at the table without asking for my permission. And the only way I knew that is because he left the flash on, but he had the camera sitting like this, and I could tell. I don't think I was supposed to know. I think it was a black girl fetish. He was white, and he definitely told me a lot of times.
Okay, so she does date outside her race. So she's not just experiencing this with black men. Well, at least, hey, at least she's not bashing black men. I can say that for her. She ain't not discredited not one black man this whole 15 minutes we've been watching her. Let's give her some more credit on that. Let's give her some more credit on that. She ain't bashed not one black man. Now the video's not over yet, but she ain't bashed one black man yet. Let's continue.
that he was not usually attracted to Black women, but somehow, for some reason, he was attracted to me. I don't know how I felt about that. I don't want to be the first Black girl some non-Black person's ever dated. I also don't want to date someone who has only dated Black women if they're non-Black. That definitely gives me the creeps. However,
I've actually heard that before. I know a woman that used to date outside her race, and she only dated outside her race. Like she really gave me excuses why she didn't want to date Black men. But she also said the same thing. She don't want to be the first Black girl that non-Black person has ever dated, and she don't want to be she don't want to date a non-Black person that only dates Black women. Which what? All right, let's continue.
that was the last date that I had been on. Why did it not work out? It didn't work out for a couple of reasons. Namely, I ended up getting sick with COVID. He says that I ghosted him. I don't remember it that way. I remember really liking him and not feeling that reciprocal energy from him back. I don't know. But that was the last person that I dated that I knew that I dated. I guess I technically had a date last year. I'm trying to think of what I consider dates, because there are a lot of dates that I don't really consider a date. What's a date?
Oh no. No. Oh, here we go. See, this is why you have to pay attention when women talk. Now she's talking about things she don't consider dates. What does that even mean? That means there's more men involved. Now it could have been they went out someplace, then that was kind of lame or something. She might not consider that a date. What is her consideration of a date? Well, I guess we're going to see in this section. This is crazy. Oh man, this is a good video, by the way. Don't give it, but this is a good video. I'm actually very enjoying this video.
Because I technically had a date 2 nights ago, if I'm considering anytime somebody asked me out a date, but I didn't really consider it a date. And I told the person that I was with, I was like, because I knew the people who worked at the bar that we went to, and I was like, they're gonna think we're on a date. And he was like, and he didn't say anything. And I wasn't trying to fish for, is this a date? I didn't consider it a date because, first off, he told me he has a fiance. I was hanging out with him as a friend, okay? The neighbor, because he's one of my neighbors, but he ended up saying some things that made me think that maybe he thought it was a date or would have been okay with it being a date, and it made me feel.
Was he not direct that it was a date, ma'am? Why are you what? The way you're speaking, it makes it seem like he wasn't even thinking about it was a date. Maybe it was a hangout. You're the one that's reading into it too much. Shout out to Hat King Empire. The way she talks is crazy. My sister always told me to stay away from women who don't have a clue on why they're dating someone. Exactly. Earlier in the video, she talking about she dated 2 dudes she don't like. Then later on, she talking about she only dates dudes she's attracted to. But earlier, you just said you dated 2 dudes you didn't like. But then you're with the guy that you don't consider this is a date. You don't even know if this is a date. Was he not direct and expressed that it was a date? Even if he had a fiance, he could have still been trying to date. Shit is wild.
Feel weird. However, the last time I went out with someone solo, and it was like most likely a date because they were definitively single, probably was that guy that I was talking about earlier who I was trying to hook up with my friend, that I said was weird because I was trying to hook him up with my friend, and then it was like he showed interest in me and I wasn't prepared for it. And in fact, I didn't think he was serious because he messaged me after we had all went out as a group, and I just thought he was drunk, and I was just like, this guy. But then he messaged me again a couple days later, and I was really uncomfortable with it because my friend had liked him. But then when I told her he had messaged me when he was drunk, she was really mad, and so she was like out of town, and I didn't really know. I was like, what is my obligation as a friend if a guy that my friend did not date but liked, had interest in, but they didn't date? I don't know, I felt weird about it. But then when we were on the date, the guy got
then ma'am, you either express if you like the dude, tell him you like him. If you don't like the dude, tell him you don't like him. Simple as that. Because it seemed like they wasn't dating. They had interest, right? But they're not dating. But he's interested in dating you. He's actually showing intent. These women want to be weird about relationships and how things work. They get approached, and then they're like, oh, I don't want to do this. Then they get mad, come online, tell them I don't get approached. Man, what are you talking about? So that's the story. I guess there wasn't dating. They were just interested. Look, with men, if that's the case, if that happens, hey, we gotta let our buddy know this how it happened. At the same time, damn lady, you gotta make a choice. Now she's talking. I think this is the same dude she's talking about. She still likes, but is unavailable. Now, why do you like this guy now? Because he's unavailable?
I got like super, super drunk. Like, I don't even think he remembered any of the date. That's how drunk he got. But I was willing to overlook that. I still felt weird about my friend liking him because I hadn't gotten her a sign off on it. I didn't even tell her that we had went out again. I felt really uncomfortable with it, but I was like, if he's serious, then we can talk about it. Maybe he just got really drunk because he was nervous. He said he didn't drink that often, like before we even went out. We had 2 gin and tonics, bitch. So clearly he doesn't drink that often. So I was willing to overlook it. He didn't touch me inappropriately or try anything weird with me. So I was willing to give it another shot, but he stopped talking to me forever after that. So I don't know. Maybe he felt, maybe he didn't like the way I handled it, or maybe he just didn't like me, which is what this video is about.
Yeah, maybe he didn't like you. Maybe when he went out on the date, or however that date went, he saw the red flags. Men today are now looking at women and seeing the red flags quickly. I literally did the same thing not too long ago. I was talking with this girl from Bumble. I met this girl on Bumble, talking with her, took her out, went on a date. I saw multiple red flags. Never spoke to her again. Men are seeing the red flags in these modern women. And like I said, instead of she got the red flags, she got the red flag look right now. Red hair, piercings. The red flag markers right there.
About people not liking me, and I don't know what it is. I watched Beatrice Caruso's video on it. I watched a couple of videos on it, and I wanted to make this video because I specifically wanted to make this video for people who are interested in finding a partner, who've actively been looking for a partner, and they don't know what they're doing wrong. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. First off, I don't get approached in public by non-creepy people. That's number one.
There we go. By non-creepy people. Glad she added that context. That means she does get approached. It's just she gets approached by the men she doesn't like. So she gets approached still. All right, let's continue.
And I don't really go out in public. I mean, I will say this. Okay, there are people who have shown interest in me that I would definitely say no to because of clear lack of compatibility with that person, or just like complete uninterest in terms of attraction on my side. I think like for me, it has to be like,
It is what it is. That's the reason why you're gonna be alone, man. And I get you got to be attracted to your partner, or bump all that partner stuff. It's husband and wife. And yes, attraction plays a role into it, but if you're trying to get into a relationship, have kids, and be married, bump all that attraction stuff. Because after a while, you're not going to be attracted to each other. Then this is when the family gets broken up. Either the man cheats or the woman cheats and divorces the man. being in relationships and having children and being married is more than just attraction. And this is her problem. Men who probably be good for her, she's not attracted to. But unfortunately, she's attracted to whatever the other men she was dating beforehand, and men that she didn't consider dates that going on dates that are not considered dates, or trying to date this man that had the red flags during the date to be ghosted, or being a quote unquote pick me and dancing with another dude, so the dude that she liked disappeared and never came back.
I attracted to this person? Yes or no? Could I become attracted to this person? Yes or no? Am I attracted to this person's personality? It's like this. If a person comes up to me cold, I have to be physically attracted to them first. If I get to know somebody over the course of some time, I can become attracted to them based on their personality. And then I'm willing to have that conversation. But number one, guys that I'm attracted to, why am I holding up my pinky? Number one, guys that I'm attracted to just out in the wild are not attracted to me. If they are, they're not coming up and approaching me. This is where the problem comes in. Because on apps, I do not stand out. I'm aware, and it's fine. It's just the unfortunate circumstance. A picture that I posted on my IG a few days ago says something like,
and that is sad. Because again, she is a beautiful young woman right here. However, the guys that she's attracted to are not attracted to her. Why? What's the problem? First of all, what's she trying to pick? What's the type of guy that she's looking for? Now it seems that men of all races are the problem. So even when she steps outside her race, she still cannot find the man she's looking for.
I hate being pretty in the mirror, but not pretty in pictures. And I'm like, yeah, that's how I am. In pictures, I look like a basic bitch. I don't stand out, and I'm aware. And it could be a situation where maybe I just gotta learn my angles. I got chubby cheeks, and chubby cheeks just don't photograph well. In cameras, it's all about the bone structure. That's why everybody's getting the fat taken out of their face with the buccal fat removal thing, because they want to look camera pretty. And I'm like, bitch, I'm trying to look real life pretty, okay? First of all, I like my cheeks. I think they're fine. I'm aware that they're chubby. Okay. We can't all have super defined cheekbones. Okay. First of all, if I didn't have no cheeks, where are my dimples gonna go? Where are they gonna go? Where are they gonna go if I ain't got no cheeks for them to go in? Secondly, in terms of how I feel about my attractiveness, when I look in the mirror, I see a pretty bitch. So I don't know what everybody else is seeing. It's gonna make me sound so arrogant.
It's more than just about being pretty, man. It's about your attitude. How are you when we're alone by ourselves? How do you promote me when we're away, separate? What are you doing outside of the? What are you doing outside? It's more than just being pretty. This is what women get wrong. They think it's just about being pretty and having a BBL. They think it's about that. They're gonna attract the man physically, but they're not gonna be able to connect with this dude. Then again, the crazy situations, and then you, the good man, have to clean it up. You hold on a second. This is gonna be you, the good man. This is what you're gonna have to be.
And here's a secret that many guys don't know, especially in today's day and age, is that women love nice guys. We may not understand how much we love and appreciate them until we're a little older, and we've gotten that sort of asshole phase out of our systems. I'd say by our late 20s, early 30s is the point in our lives when we're just exhausted by the jerks and we have no time in our lives anymore for them. So we really start looking for men who we know will be great long-term partners, aka nice guys, right? And that's you.
That's you, fellas. You're gonna be the one to have to clean up the mess. Let's continue.
But I'm fine with my appearance. I've always been fine with my appearance. appearance. I don't know if that's just me because I have a moon in Leo. I'm just a very naturally confident person. It's really other people that make me feel ugly. I don't feel ugly in a vacuum, if I'm being completely honest. And it's not people telling me that I'm ugly. People don't say negative things about my appearance. It's more so being overlooked constantly. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I think it is. I'm interested to see what the men in the comments are going to say after I say this next spiel that I'm going to say. So
it's going to sound like some bull. It's going to sound like some bull. Let's see what she says.
Oh, I know my strengths, and I'm going to tell you what they are. And you're going to agree, because if you're watching this video, I assume that means you watch my videos, or you've seen my videos before, or you've gotten this far. You clearly like something that I'm saying here. And this is my strength in talking, in the conversation and conversing. This is where I really shine in my one-on-one conversations with people. Even though this is a YouTube video, it might as well be a one-on-one conversation. And I'm aware that the dog is having a nightmare. Sounds like a pig being drowned in a bucket of water. What they're like. Anyway, but I'm aware that I'm well spoken, okay? Because that's who I've learned to be, okay? I'm well versed in a variety of topics. I can talk about almost anything. And I'm also aware of if I'm not versed on something, I still know how to carry a conversation by asking questions and really probing into the other person's knowledge of the conversation, okay? So I don't have issues really when I'm on the date, except for the guy that he was blackout drunk. He doesn't remember having any conversation with me. And that other guy that I was on a date with, that's a whole messy mess, okay? This man just got engaged and texted me saying that he wanted to celebrate his engagement by going to a strip club with me. Okay. Anyway, it's just the type of men I attract. I'm aware.
Now, she could take it that way, I guess. But a lot of times, if you've been invited to a strip club, I mean, men go to the strip club for the what's it called, bachelor party. Sometimes they go to the strip club for the bachelor party. Now, did he just wanted to come with you, or that's just strange to me? Okay, that's just strange to me. Okay, we're gonna take it at face value. But that just sounds strange to me. Let's continue.
That those are my strengths, right? And you have to know your strengths. You got to know what are you good at talking about. I'm a person who I think I can hold a conversation so long as it's not about a pop culture topic or about music or about cars. It's got to be something more philosophical in nature.
Is she serious right now? Oh my God. See? This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is that trapping conversation. Men are not looking to have conversation with you all the time. Sometimes we just need you to shut up. This is her problem. Way more than the appearance and way more than the astrology. It's the conversation argument. Damn. These women ruined themselves with that.
In nature, more broad, okay? Like, I can't tell you anything about exactly anything, but I'm just gonna have to take my word for it. It was part of the reason why people used to always call me weird, and something that I was always made fun of for until I was like maybe 26 years old. And now suddenly it's attractive. But you know who didn't appreciate and value? All those fuckers that turned me down before. Now they're all somebody's baby daddy. You know who didn't learn how to better converse with people, to make sure that when you're talking to people, you're fully alert and you're listening and you're giving the proper responses at the right time? Who didn't learn how to be patient with people when maybe they say the wrong thing and trying to laugh off things that might have sounded offensive and still giving that person a shot because maybe they just said the wrong thing or maybe they're nervous. Yeah, they didn't. They certainly didn't. They stayed the same because.
And that's the problem these modern women have when they date out. A lot of these guys want to do that low-key racist stuff, especially the white men. They want to do that low-key racist stuff. So now she made that little point about saying something low key offensive. Yeah, you're gonna hear that from a white man or an Asian man. You're gonna hear that. They're gonna say some low key offensive stuff that you're not gonna like. But again, this whole conversation thing is what keeps women single. She want to talk about them being baby daddies, man. You have no man. You are single. If your thing worked, you would be married by now. You'll be married by now.
Apparently what they were doing worked for them because apparently other females like that stuff. You know where I definitely don't stand out on apps where I have to take my own pictures where I don't know my angles. I'm doing like a struggle smile in all of my pictures or having to say something funny or clever. Guys always complain about having to go back and forth with people 4 days before you actually meet them in person. I don't know why I said 4 days. Probably because I just watched that Beatrice Caruso video again. I'm going to link it below. And I'm like, yeah, same. I don't like that shit either. I'm actually a really bad texter. I'm going to tell you the last time I talked to a guy on an app. It was on Hinge.
Man, I'm telling you, she's hitting all the red flags, fellas. Damn. She's a bad texter. She's hitting all the red flags. Men never deal with the woman that says she's a bad texter. Ever. Because women are always on their phone. Now I get it. We grown. She's 32. We grown. We got work. We got jobs. We got to pay for stuff. I get it. But if she talking about she a bad texter, okay, I get it if you don't text me a few hours. But if you don't text me a few days, this is what they mean when they say they're a bad texter. It only works when men do that because men are supposed to be focusing on their purpose and making their money. So they don't be having time to be texting. They got to go make this money. They got to go make this money so they can take you out to Ruth Chris and have that financial aspect that she was talking about earlier so that he don't drain your funds. But now she's talking about she a bad texter. When a woman talking about she a bad texter, yeah, leave that alone immediately.
Because people say Hinge, that's the one that you really want to go to. It was on Hinge. He was Asian because that's relevant. Also, race is really relevant for me as a Black woman. Ooh, it's a struggle out here. It's a struggle between trying to figure out who's got a fetish, finding people to take you seriously. And I have a very weird relationship with Black men where
Here we go. Here we go. She ain't say number of Black men. Here come the Black man section.
I'm even going to go into it in this video. So I was on Hinge and I'm stupid. This is my fault. I was being a fucking pick-me again. I didn't realize it until I thought about it after this thing happened.
What is she doing when she means when she's saying she's being a pick-me? Like, what is she doing when she's saying being a big pick-me? What is she doing? Is she like cooking for the man, cleaning for the man? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get what she means by being the pick me. Is she being submissive for the man? I don't get what she means by being the pick me.
On Hinge, for the type of relationship you're looking for, you could put long-term, open to short. And I was like, I'll put that because I'm open-minded. Who knows? And then the first thing that this guy messages me is, how short-term? And I'm like, I didn't completely write him off immediately as I should have. Instead, what I did was I like shit texted him for a week. By that, he would send me a message and then I would take a day to respond. And then I would apologize for taking so long to respond. And then he
damn. Yo, this is a good video. I'm not even gonna hold you. This is a good video. She's really breaking down the red flags of the modern woman. Man, never deal with a woman that does this, that will take a day. See this? Didn't I just tell you this? Fellas. Damn. She's getting all the red flag check marks. She's hitting all the check marks. This is crazy.
And he'd be like, oh, it's fine. And then I would take another 2 days to respond. I'm really bad at it. I'm really bad. And I think that the truth was probably that the fact that dating on the apps is already really hard and goes against my nature because I can't really shine on there. Having to come up with something clever and funny to write, coupled with the fact that this man had literally opened. This is the first thing he said to me was, how short term? And I never should have replied to that. Or if that's, I don't know, maybe I should have. You see how I'm confused? I don't know. I blame the pick-me gene that I have, apparently, or whatever it is in there. So let me clarify.
Yeah, what is it? Maybe she gonna. Okay, she said clarification. Okay, maybe she's gonna clarify what a pick me is.
Something important that I feel like I need to tell you. If you want to find a partner, there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with not wanting to be lonely, with wanting somebody to share your life with. I hate when I am looking up like in my 30s and I'm single and lonely, and some bitch is telling me, I shouldn't say it like that. Some woman, some very helpful woman is telling me, you gotta love yourself and you gotta date yourself. Blah, blah, blah. Self-love and self-improvement, bitch. First of all, I'll have you know, I already love myself. And I know that's not everybody's journey, which is why I'm making this video, because it's my journey. I'm tired of seeing videos of some woman telling me to love myself. I already love myself. Do you know how many baths I take? I don't know why I equate self-love with taking a bath. I know myself. I've put in the work with myself. I've changed a lot about who I am as a person and how I go through life because I was deeply unhappy with myself. Mostly not stemming from romantic issues, stemming from general loneliness, not having friends, having people not like me, always getting fired from jobs, just feeling like I wasn't worth it. Definitely not being picked romantically contributed, definitely 100%. Through that, I
Welcome to a man's world. Welcome to a man's world. Most men never get picked.
have found myself. I love myself.
Most men never get picked romantically at all. Now she talking about she did the self-work, self-love. Yeah, that's cool. But again, like we say, women do not like to be alone. You can go online and see Instagram. It's all a facade. It's all a facade. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. But most women do not like being alone.
Obviously, I'm not perfect. I'm still growing and I'll be growing until the day that I leave this planet. And there's nothing wrong with that. I am completely at peace with that. And I love it. I'm ready to have a partner. I'm ready. It's time. When I think about my long-term plans, they have a partner in them. I'm not trying to be one of these single bitches out here that's single for the rest of their life. I have no interest in that. I have a gut instinct that I am meant to find someone. And the reason why I said this video would make some people mad is because I'm sure somebody listened to this video and they probably heard someone who was picky and is probably just not accepting of dating experiences. That's not it. This is when I say that I have been unchosen, and please, if you have similar experiences, I need to hear them. I need to understand what's happening because this can't be normal. I swear, when I see people...
Men are tired. Men are tired of not getting anything in a relationship. Men are that's what it is. Men finally have gotten the information. You exposed yourselves online. You now be able to pick men whatever however you want. You're independent. You have your own money. You don't need no man. Men are finally tired, and we said enough. All right, the dudes that gonna y'all gonna smash, y'all gonna smash. We're not gonna accept y'all and marry y'all no more. We're not gonna date y'all no more. We're not going to put half our assets and our money and our time and our attention to y'all no more. Get rejected. Y'all can nuclear reject us. Y'all can end our livelihood. We're not doing that no more. This is the results. This is the results of the righteous fear. MGTOW. This is the result of this. I'm gonna say congrats to you men for doing for putting your foot in the sand, standing your ground.
and they get into like groups, or they know people, or they go about their life and they're meeting people. I see people on dating apps and they're meeting people. I will say I don't have a lot of patience for dating apps. I wasn't always like that. It's just I haven't had really good experiences, or obviously people ghost me just like they ghost everybody else. I've been stood up more than once by somebody that I was supposed to meet, where I lived like 40 minutes away in the suburbs, and I drove all the way into the city to meet this person, and they stood me up and ghosted me. Never heard from them again. I have only experienced mutual attraction with someone where I liked them and they liked me. I was interested in them and they were interested in me one time. Once. They never became my boyfriend because it just never happened. Nothing ever progressed. I have been in situationships before. I was in a situationship with one guy for like 2 years, and I met him online, and I was very surprised that we even ended up in a situationship. When I say I didn't like him, it was because he was a dick, and frankly, he was a bum. He love bombed me like for the first 3 days, and then he changed, and he never changed back, which means he took his mask off. It's really what happened. Because he was a fucking Pisces. I feel like all my videos just meander.
Here we go for the astrology again. Here we go with the love bomb, and then she was love bombing. Then he changed, however that means. Pisces. This is the reason why men aren't ignoring you. We're not dealing with the astrology type women, the Erica Baduis. We're not dealing with them. We know that's just gonna be nothing but destruction right there. Nothing but destruction.
I feel like I've lost the plot of why I wanted to make this video. I think when I originally came up with this video, I really just wanted to pull apart.
All right, I'm kind of done with this. If you want to go check her out, it was Breed the One Mannequin. It was Breed the One Mannequin. If you want to check it out for yourself, give her a like or whatnot. We appreciate it. We appreciate putting that video out there, because we're gonna break it down. She literally hit all the check marks of all the women that you should. That's why the reason why she's not being picked. She hit all the red flags. First of all, her aesthetic. She got red hair. She got piercings. Second of all, she thinks she doesn't want to she doesn't want to play a leadership role. She doesn't want to help a man. She doesn't want to help him get through some situation. Third of all, conversation. Holding a conversation. Now, I'm not even saying she needs to bring down her standards. I'm just saying this is the reason why you are single. This is the reason why you're single. It is what it is, though. All right, guys. I'm gonna end the stream here. I appreciate you guys checking me out. This was a good one. This was a good breakdown. I'm glad I was able to check that video. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know next time I drop, as well as if you want to help grow this page monetarily, you can donate to the Cash App and PayPal. It'd be much appreciated. You all can also donate to my Twitch, twitch.tv/XSUndergroundZ. Go and subscribe. And I'm out. I appreciate you guys checking me out. Have a good one. Peace.